This episode of the Purple Tie Radio Show is brought to you by Fave Geek, home of your favorite geeks.
Find them online at favegeek.com.
And by the Purple Tie, where we inspire success.
Find us online at purpletieguys.com.
Well, good evening and welcome to the Purple Tie Radio Show. I'm your host, Robert Martin.
And I'm your co-host, Blake Singleton.
And we're the Purple Tie Guys.
That we are. So, it's the first day of the new year.
Oh my God. 2016 can go itself.
It died. It did not go quietly into the night, but
it took a lot of people with it too, and that's unfortunate. But
it took a lot of good people with it.
So we're actually doing this on New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day because there's nothing else going on. And I was out earlier and the streets were vacant. I was like, and I drove by a church and it was packed. I was like, a lot of people starting the new year trying to get right.
You know what, though? That leads into one of the topics that you had written down in the pre-show notes. Oh,
the pre-show notes. Those are the notes before the show.
Yeah, the ones that turn into actual talking stuff.
Yeah, talking points. So, which one would that be?
Goals without a plan is just a dream.
Yeah, I heard somebody say that the other day, and I was like, you know what? You were so totally full of BS. And then I got thinking about it, I was like, well, maybe not so much full of BS. So goals without a plan is just a dream, right? Because I was having a conversation with the highly unpaid intern earlier today, actually. And
he turned into an adult overnight. He was up before noon.
He did. Amazing. So I think it's that new Honda Civic. I think it wakes him up in the morning. It's like, hey, baby, wake up.
You know it does.
Go for a drive.
You know it does.
It's got brake hold, lane assist, and everything else.
And an alarm clock.
It's got a snuggle mode.
I'll fluff these seats for you. Come on in.
Oh man, it's
the heater's just fine.
No, speaking of heating, he ended up getting a rental car to come back to Alabama from visiting
family up north.
Yeah, and he was like, "Man, I always thought I wanted leather seats, but my back is sweating, and these seat warmers only have who only puts one setting on the seat warmers? It's either cook me or off, one or the other." And I'm like, well, I mean, yeah.
That's why you turn them off after you turn them on. You don't leave the seat warmers on.
No, I would like to have variable seat warming capabilities. You said it to
that is too much. That is science is not ready for variable seat warmers.
Apparently not. We could have dual climate control,
but not variable heat seat warmers.
You know, when we had the Escape, or not the Escape, but the Edge, where it had dual comfort zones or whatever. Yeah. And we were taking it on service calls. There was literally thunderstorms in between us because my side was so cold and your side was so warm. It created a frontal boundary.
Yeah, it was fog right there in the center.
We're lucky we didn't have a nader pop up. So anyway.
Oh my God, what was I saying the other day that just made you so... Oh, taters.
Taters.
I called potatoes taters.
I hate it. They're not taters, they're potatoes.
Oh my God, they were taters.
Oh my God. So anyway, goals without a plan is just a dream. So my goal for 2017, well, one of my goals for 2017 is to get out, pay off 3 credit cards, right? I didn't want to be like, I want to get out of debt in 2017 because let me tell you something, even with a plan, that crap's not happening.
No, debt's too high right now.
Way too. See, somebody said something the other day. They were like, "Yeah, you can't hide money," and I was like, "Can't hide credit." That's I'm not rich. I got good credit. Leave me alone.
We worked for a doctor years and years ago, and he lived in one of the fanciest neighborhoods in one of the best houses with some of the most expensive cars, and everybody
in debt up to his eyeballs.
Yeah, everybody thought he had so much money. No, he had really good credit.
Yeah, I got great credit. And that's the issue. Every time that I get close to the limit, they're like, hey, you want another 5K?
And you're like, yes.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I want another 5K of credit that I can blow and then worry about later?
I've been looking at these 4K TVs. 5K will buy me a nice one.
And you know what? I need to get a 4K TV that connects to the internet. And it needs to be voice controlled.
Yep.
and it needs to hook up to my variable color lighting behind the TV.
All right. So anyway, without a dream, the world is a boring place. No. So my plan for that is to, you actually read something online where it said take your lowest credit card, take your balance of your lowest credit card, and pay that one off first.
It's called the snowball something or another. Anyway, it's an actual financial
You mean
routine.
the snowball effect?
It's not the snowball effect. It's called something else, but it's snowball something. And it's like a financial routine where you pay off your lowest balanced credit card and work your way up. Because if you try to pay off your highest debt credit card right off the bat, you just won't ever make any difference, you know? You'll still be paying those little monthly payments to your little credit cards, but you're still going to try and pay down your big credit cards.
My goal is
you just won't make any headway.
You know, my lowest card is, a little department store credit card, which is easy to pay off. And then my next one would be my Discover card, which I hate Discover. They're so weird. I just don't appreciate
Not everybody
them.
takes Discover either.
That's another thing, because their fees are so high. You know, it's just like American Express. A lot of your small businesses don't take American Express.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't carry the American Express card for my emergency backup card, is because what happens when, I need to pay somebody who doesn't take American Express? I got to go find an ATM, get a cash advance, which costs me more money.
Yeah.
And it's just not good. So my lowest one's my Discover card. Once I get past that. So what I'll do is I'll pay it completely off and then take the money I was paying on it
and apply it
toward the next one. And then you start getting those big payments going in there.
Yes.
And then I'll just work up to, the highest card, which is my Capital One card, which is,
I thought it was your Barclay card.
Oh, no, it is my Barclay card.
Because of the deferred interest from Apple.
Yes. So let me tell you a little bit about, and I was going to make a whole show without talking about Apple. But here's
whatever.
I was going to make it the whole show without talking about Apple. But here's the way Apple, so the way they get you in the door, right? And you're looking at so my big thing was I was looking at the MacBook Pro a few years ago. And I was like, wow, 18 months special financing. Yeah, I think I could. I mean, the computer's, 15 or 21 or something. It was like $2,000, right?
Yeah, with taxes and everything.
And I was like, wow, 18 months, I could spread that out. It's $110 a month to pay it off. And then I wouldn't pay any interest on it and everything else. And the way they get you on that is they give you just enough credit to go buy it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, surprisingly, you're approved for
$2,200.
And the laptop is $2,198. And so you almost immediately max that out, right?
Right.
And then that deferred financing. So what happens is they keep the financing charges off the card, but they keep adding them up, right? So it's not a thing where, at the end of 18 months, you got to start paying finance charges on what's left, right? Which that's what I would have assumed, and I would have been wrong because I should have read the fine print. I didn't.
Deferred
That's
payment.
Not what it is.
Deferred credit is a credit that's accrued over the first year and a half,
right?
And if you don't pay it off by then, they dump all that credit.
I panicked, right? I panicked because I thought, and I bought a bunch of stuff on it now. I bought my iPad. I've upgraded my MacBook. A couple of things.
Yeah.
Got an iMac on it. I mean, it's up there.
Yeah.
It's close to $5,000 or $6,000 now. And so I had a charge come through the other day for like $1,000 something.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't go in the store and it was an in-store purchase. I was like, no, there's no way. I didn't go do that. That's fraudulently charged. So I called Barclay and they were like, you mean you didn't go in the store and buy that? And I was like, no, I didn't go in the store and buy anything.
I haven't been in that store.
What was it for? And they were like, it just shows it's a store purchase. And I'm like, well, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
So you need to figure that out. And they were like, okay. So we'll put that on your thing as a fraudulent charge and blah, blah, blah. Now, you would think that they would know that it was them dumping interest on it, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, they don't work that way. It shows as another store purchase, and it was the interest off of all the stuff that I'd put on there and hadn't paid off.
Not all of it, we found out later.
Not all of it, because I got another little hit for like $100 and then another little hit for like 40 something. And so the long story short, I got dumped about $1,050 or $2,000 worth of interest on this account.
Yeah.
Because I didn't read the fine print, and I thought, oh, well, they'll start charging interest in 18 months. No, they start charging interest immediately, and if you pay it off in time, they don't throw it on to the account. But if you don't pay it off in time, they throw it on the account. So, lesson learned. I will read the fine print from now on, and I will work my butt off to pay that card off. It probably won't happen this year, but I'm definitely going to try to, and nothing else is going on that card. Like, that card is done. I'm going to cut it up and never use it again. It's like my Discover card. I hate them both.
I only have 2 credit cards, and one of them is my Amazon card, which I love my Amazon card, but
I love it so much it's almost at its limit.
I ended up having to buy a bunch of stuff for the store about a year and a half ago, whenever we went through all the financial troubles, and we were supposed to pay it back immediately, and we couldn't. So I ended up almost maxing it out.
Well, the issue is, a lot of small businesses in the recession, the downturn of the economy, whatever it was, I mean, a lot of them just closed up shop. I mean, they just didn't exist anymore. I mean, we probably dumped half our income, something like that. I mean,
easily.
Easily. It's just rough. It was a rough time for everybody. It was a rough time of the year for, we had clients that were just like, hey, we can't pay our bills because we don't know what happened.
Yeah.
So.
And it wasn't just the small business. It was everybody. I mean, we had doctors coming to us and saying, hey, I want to pay you, but I can't because of XYZ. And I mean, we just ended up having to put a lot of stuff on credit cards.
Yeah.
Of course,
but we shall pay those off this year. Well, start paying those off this year.
My other credit card, I have a nickname for it. It's my dog and car card.
Yeah. Yeah, well, can't help whenever the dog has an emergency or your car has something.
Yeah.
Well, your old car, your new car is under warranty for 100,000 miles.
The only thing I've had to put on the card for my new car is oil changes. So also a random tire alignment because I had
I made them cover that.
What was it? What was wrong? The toe was off?
The toe was out or something. They were like, that's weird. I'm like, the car's brand new. Has less than 10,000 miles on it. You're going to cover that.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, it could have come that way from the factory. Right. And you're going to cover that.
Yeah. That's what's happening. It was doing some weweird stuff and they fixed it. So that's all that matters.
Oh my God. We could get into escape issues, but we may. So anyway, my plan is to pay off, my Discover card and then start paying off my Amex card. And if I get those 2 paid off, I'll pick up probably the Barclay card and start paying it off. But that is my plan, my Capital One card don't have that much on it. It's less than the Barclay card, so I may end up paying that one off first.
Start your stair step and just start with your lowest and work your way up. That way you've got the income, you've got the money you were paying on the lower ones to get the larger ones out of the way.
And we've made the commitment to. I know this sounds like a crappy thing to say, but the recommitment, so to speak, to eat healthy.
We had stopped.
Yeah, we had stopped.
We had stopped eating healthy.
But
it's been a very stressful couple of months.
Yeah, so
and that's no excuse. That's just the reason.
I'm going to start doing slow cooker meals at night and portion them out where that's my lunch the next day. Yeah. Like before I ever start doing anything. So there's no, I'm going to go back for seconds, or I'm going to, it's just done. I can't go back for seconds because it's packed up for lunch tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's the plan, though. Our goal was to eat healthy. Our plan is to do this, crock pot, slow cooker, thing. So what goals are you going to set for yourself, and what plans are you going to use to get there? Because everything has to have a plan. And even the purple tie, this year, now that we have focus on what we're going to do to make money, and it's obvious what we're supposed to be doing and what we're good at, now we have to make a plan on how do we make that awesome, how do we make that successful. And part of the plan for me is, and this leads into one of our next topics, is I'm going to have to... So I'm the only sales guy, right?
You've said it so many times, and you hate it.
I hate sales. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. You're, the graphic designer. Trisha's kind of, working on art stuff and helping me stay organized. And, I hate cold calls. And there's tons of books and other BS out there that's like, help, take the cold out of cold call, make the warm, and, all that. There's so much stuff out there that...
I feel like those books are more like pep talk books.
Expand your funnel. And I'm like, I don't need to expand my funnel. I just need to figure out how the hell to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
I
feel like it's all pep talk stuff. Like, you can do it.
Oh, my God.
Get out there and get on the phone and get rejected a couple of times.
So there's Fanatical Prospecting by Jeb Bush. I listened to that, and that's basically the same... BS as everything else, but he had a no BS approach, right? He was like, you know what? You're going to have to make cold calls. And you know what? They suck, and they suck for everyone. But if you'll pick up the phone and just start dialing and smiling, and you're going to get people that cuss you, and you're going to get people that hang up on you, and you're going to get people that's angry because you interrupted their day. But unless you interrupt someone's day, you're never going to sell anything. I was like, well, that makes sense. And then I thought about me, right? And I think about all the salespeople that called me and how hateful and mean I've been.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, God, I'm going to get so much payback. And I did the last part of 2016.
I'm not hateful or anything to the people that call in. Like, if it's something that I'm interested in, I'll let them talk, But if it's not something I'm interested in, I'll straight up say, I'm sorry, it's not what I'm looking for. Appreciate the phone call, and I'll hang up.
Yeah.
Without letting them say anything.
Yeah. So I did a cold call last year, and I called this guy up, and I'm like, hey, wondering if I could, and I was green at it. I didn't know how to do anything whenever it comes. Hello, sir, may I speak to? And I'm like, who makes the decisions about your website? That would be me. And before, I was like, oh crap, now what do I say? And I was like, well, I was taking a look at it, and I was wondering, have you thought about giving it a facelift or anything? Thinking, boy, that's a selling point right there. Shut up, Jacob. So, he goes, no. So, does your website not do anything you wish it would do? No. So...
Love this interaction, man. Thanks.
So, I said, so he said, look, it is what it is. I gotta go. And I'm like, okay, thank you for your time. Oh my God, it was so bad. So bad. And, that's the way, most of my cold calls went the first, I don't know, 3 months. I was just like, hi, hello, sir, may I talk to you about your website? And so now I've kind of found the way to, make it not quite as, hey, I'm a sales guy, and I'm here to sell you a new website.
Yeah.
And I know Hibu just sold you a new website, but
here's why ours is better. Yep.
Thanks for being D-bags there, Hiboo. So, the year-end review that is on here, I'm curious because I pulled up, I got to find it now. So, it's so weird how the news media and people forget about stuff in just, I mean, it seems like a month or so, people are like, yeah, I kind of remember hearing something about that, but I don't really.
I brought up this topic while we were in the car, and, you know, you don't realize how segmented your life throughout the year is, and how the media and the news sort of guides what you're talking about. I brought up a very important topic that was January of last year to you in the car, and you were like, oh yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah, and it was the Zika virus.
It was the end of the world
whatever.
Zika virus that everybody was panicking about.
The mosquitoes are going to come and kill you all.
Yeah,
and
well, it's the one that affects the babies in the womb and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's still
all that stuff. God, we just lost like half our people. We're sorry, Singapore. Don't hate us. So, and then February was the whole Supreme Court thing.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to figure out what that was because I don't know. I don't know what it was about. All it says on the year in review was Supreme Court. And then, of course, in March it was Cuba. In April it was what?
Prince.
Yeah, whenever Prince passed away.
And then, of course, we had in August the Rio Olympics or whatever.
Oh, my Lord, yes. You couldn't go anywhere without somebody complaining about the...
Did you see them swimming in that swimming pool? It was brown.
Yeah. Did you see them trying to flush the commode? There weren't no pipes hooked up to it.
Oh, my God. And then September it was the iPhone 7.
Yep.
And everybody being so pissed off about that.
Yeah. Back in June, it was...
my headphone jack.
Yeah, back in June, it was Brexit. I mean, it's just... All of these things happen throughout the year, and then, people just forget the instant something else comes up.
Yes, but people are... So we're October, November, December... election and Trump, no one can, like, you can't gloss over that, right? And then, but we are. Yeah. And then December it was Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right?
Like I said, it's insane. It's like everyone, I mean, I still get the occasional, hate tweet and hate story on Facebook about Trump. Yeah. But everybody was like, ooh, the new Star Wars movie came out. And now that's all they care about.
Well, it's just like, and we're not a political show and we're not sponsored by anyone. However, you should go check out stockunlimited.com if you're looking for stock photographs. PurpleTieGuys.com.
PurpleTieGuys.com/stock.
PurpleTieGuys.com/stock. So, but anyway, the Pentagon lost something like $1 billion or something like that. They lost a lot of money.
I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, well, you didn't hear about it because there was police officer shootings and all this other stuff that was like overpowering the media. Yeah. And somewhere in the back burner, well, we might have lost this.
I remember that. But
no one, I mean, that's our tax dollars. No one's like, so what'd you do with it? Well, we don't really know.
Yeah, it's somewhere, and we're not sure where.
It could be this gold hammer we paid, a
gajillion
$90 for because that's the way you do it. I don't know
Gold
why.
Would make a terrible hammer.
I know that and you know that, but the government. So why the government can't figure out to go shop at Walmart? I can't figure that one out. Everything's cheaper at Walmart. And it doesn't matter who you are.
I know. But you also have to think about this. Think about whenever they have to build a new building and the contractors have to be top security clearance because they've got to be around all this stuff all the time, right? They can't just go out and hire Joe's construction crew off the street.
Well, they should.
They should, but they don't. They can't. They've got to go to somebody who has top secret clearance to work on this top secret project, and apparently that don't come cheap. Apparently it's $1 billion worth. So.
Well, it's here. The other thing, we were talking to a client of ours, and he was like, "Yeah, working on this project with the city, and I'm running behind, and apparently, whatever, and apparently." And I knew this was a thing, right? If you didn't complete on time, there was a penalty.
Yeah.
But apparently for him, it's like $500 a day.
Yes.
Or something like that. So being behind schedule can be like, we're working on a project right now with one of our government agencies. If you paid $500 a day for being behind schedule, these people would have been out of business.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't tell anybody about what we're doing.
I was trying to think of what it was, and then it hit me. I mean, oh my God, we've been waiting for like half a year.
Yeah, I'm sitting here going $500 a day for 6 months. I wonder what that is. But
some nerd on the internet is going to do the math, and they're going to tweet you and be like, "It's $9,270,000 billion."
No, it's 42 bitcoins.
Oh God! I wish I had a Bitcoin.
Oh man, I wish I just had a Bitcoin.
Bitcoins to dollars is so expensive.
Now?
Yeah, against the dollar, it's so expensive.
It's just good stuff. Speaking of money, though, and I've read some things on Penny Hoarder and some of those other places that's like you could earn an extra $1,000 a month. Did you know that you can do that by doing the thing and fill out this online survey and they'll pay you $5? But I mean, there are some legit things out there, right? Like Google will pay you somehow. I say I want to be in on this one, right? I just got to figure out how to do it. Google will pay you to go and verify crap, right?
Yes.
Like, hey, search the web, find errors, and let us know what they are so we can fix them, right? And they'll pay you for that. They'll pay you good money for that.
Yeah.
I think they should pay, like, maybe not everyone, but they've got such a community of it now that people that update the maps, like, they don't need to pay anyone because people are, they'll mark things as permanently closed.
So there was something similar to that I don't know if they paid money for, but there was a guy that you were mentoring months ago now, and he used to drive around and report potholes.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
That was his thing. He really enjoyed.
I really hope he got some money for that because, I mean,
he did an adequate job. I mean, but it was a fix-it thing where you could go on.
You could report it to the city or something
Huntsville
like that.
Or something, Huntsville, Alabama, or something like that. You could report potholes and things like that. Not that they're going to go fix them, but you can at least tell them about it. I don't know if you've driven in Huntsville lately, but there's a hole in the interstate that is like the size of a tire.
Where?
It's huge. It's going. If you're coming out of Decatur into Huntsville, luckily it's over toward the right hand side where the road dips down and they got the little lines cutting the road so the water runs across it and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a big pothole right there. It's like the size of a tire.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I've seen some really terrible videos on YouTube of stuff happening whenever you run into a big old hole.
Oh man, I saw a car hit a manhole that didn't have a cover on it. That's what it was?
Yep. Oh my Lord.
Yeah,
it
was
ruined
good.
that car.
It was so good. The car actually flipped up and over.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'd own the city
because I wasn't paying attention to the video whenever that happened, and I rewound it because I said, "What happened? What was that?" Because from the corner of my eye, it just looked like the back end of the car flipped over the front end.
Yeah. We do some YouTubing after the show just to
unwind
and relax and stuff.
But you were going somewhere with that. It was the 50 things you can do that'll give you $500 a month or something like that.
I don't know if it's 50 things. It's just side jobs. I know one of them's like scanning in receipts. They'll pay you for that, which is weird.
There's a automatic. Well, it doesn't work the same now because Amazon changed the way that they do their refunds. But there's
Amazon.
The taxes, right?
The taxes, man.
It wasn't them though.
So I know that, but the
Side
fact that they voluntarily started giving taxes to the people.
It's only in Alabama.
Oh my God!
Now they charge taxes for other states as well, but Alabama approached Amazon and said, "Hey, if you'll voluntarily start taking taxes, we'll start doing something." I don't remember. It was some trade-off with the taxes at the end of the year that they have to pay or something like that. But I mean, Amazon's such a large company; you've got to expect it.
Hey, if you'll collect sales taxes from the little guy, we'll give you a tax break at the end of the year since you're such a big guy. Yeah, because that's our government at work for you.
Yeah, but they're not the only ones. Also, it's not on every item. It's not on every item that you buy through them, which is very strange. But
and it doesn't make sense either. It's like I bought a thing of colored pencils off Amazon and didn't have to pay tax on it, but yet I bought a hard drive that was over 50. Maybe it's that they don't want to tax the little stuff; they want to tax the big stuff. But
I bought dog pads off of it last night and had to pay. It was $20, and I had to pay taxes on it.
$1 something.
Yeah.
See, it's stupid.
I don't even think that's the right sales tax for my area either.
Well, they're only charging state sales tax, not city and county and all that stuff. They're just charging state, which is 4%.
4%, yeah.
And
that makes more sense.
And then how are you going to make sure that they're paying their fair share? No one's going to be like, well, let's go see what you sold. Let's go audit them.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine auditing Amazon?
Yeah, you'd end up at the bottom of a creek somewhere with a brick tied around your ankle.
Yeah.
That's how your Amazon audit would work right there. Well, what happened to the auditor? I don't know. Did you hear the Pentagon lost $50 billion? We lost an auditor and don't know how.
So what I was getting to on that, though, was there's certain applications that you can install on your phone and on your computer that will track your purchases and refund money whenever there is a price drop.
See, okay, I'm not okay with... So retargeting is where, and we talked about this back in episode -4 or something. Retargeting is when you visit a website and then you go somewhere else on the web and you're displayed an ad for what you were looking for.
Right.
This has gone rampant here lately because I don't do motorcycle stuff. I'm not into motorcycle stuff, helmets, whatever. I don't own a motorcycle, but two of the guys at the shop own motorcycles, and they're all just like, "Whoa, look at my motorcycle!" And they look at motorcycle crap on the computers at work. And so half the time you go to Amazon, it's like, "Hey, look at these leather chaps." My fat ain't getting in no leather chaps. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, right? If I'm in some leather chaps, I've been hijacked.
Yeah.
Or kidnapped or whatever it is.
So what does this have to do with the...
I'm not sure.
Okay. What these programs
Speaking of those side jobs you can earn extra money at. Oh,
so
God.
what the programs do is they search your email for receipts, and then they track the receipt prices versus what the rest of the items are online. And if there's a price drop where you purchased it, they'll refund automatically the amount of money from the person that you bought it from to your credit card. So
that's dumb.
Now, dumb? I think it's brilliant.
I don't want somebody snooping in my email looking at stuff I bought. What if I buy something personal?
It's a program.
There's somebody behind it.
Look, if you bought something personal and the price dropped, you get money back on it.
Hey, he bought some buttless chaps and now they're on sale.
Hey, one of the guys at the store bought some buttless chaps.
Oh, God.
Luckily, he wears pants underneath them.
Moving on.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff on here, like filling out forms while you're watching TV, driving for Uber.
Okay, but hang on. Whatever happened to real earning extra money, right? Because they're like, here's what you can do to earn extra money. You know what? In my day...
Oh, Lord.
Oh, shut up.
Let me lift my watch.
In my day...
I had to walk uphill to school.
Both ways in the snow with duct tape.
Yeah.
Shut up. So, but
are.
in my day, if you wanted to make extra money, you grabbed a lawnmower and went and mowed the neighbor's yard. Or
Yeah, but now you've got entire businesses built on that. Do you know how many Superior whatever lawn cares there are around
hey, there's
town?
skeeter things too, just so you know. I mean,
but killing bugs, that used to be a side job that all you had to do was go get some bug spray and be like, hey, you want me to spray your house for bugs? Now there's entire industries built around that.
Oh, speaking of entire industry, side tangent. So I contacted the state of Alabama so a client was wanting me to do to digitize these forms where you can fill them out on the computer.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah. And,
Oh,
yeah. And
I have heard about this. You've been working on this for 2 weeks straight.
Oh, man. It's so bad.
I know it's bad. I've heard about it.
So I'm working on this form, and it's a state form. And I'm like, the W-9s and stuff like that, they come and they're ready. They're already, ready to be filled out online.
Right.
And I'm like, this form has got to be available somewhere for download. So I start looking for it, and it's for a pest control company. And so I start looking for it, and I can't find it online. And I'm searching the form by the title and everything, can't find it. Finally, I'm like, okay, so it's through the Department of Agriculture, right?
Right.
So I call into the Department of Agriculture. This is the most useless department in the state, right?
I agree. I'm just saying. So just a little bit of painting the picture. You were in the office while you were making these calls, and you had it on speaker a lot of the time. So I could hear what these people were saying to you. So it would be like, hey, I need to find XYZ form. Oh, well, you've called into... What was it? The agricultural department. You need to be in the domestic department.
Well, no, okay, so I called into the agriculture department, and they were like, oh, well, that's Debbie over there and blah, blah, blah. Well, hang on, let me get you Debbie. And I just talked to, like, I don't know, Francine or whatever her name is, right? And so I get a hold of Debbie, and I'm like, hey, Debbie, I'm looking for this form, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, wood infestation form, So you've reached I don't even know what department I'm in today. No, she said you've reached the plant something, and it's a department for protecting the plants.
Right.
And it's not like they're not protecting them from bugs and stuff. It's like environmental.
It's the plant's rights.
Oh my God. And so she says, that's actually who you need to talk to is Francine. And I'm like, I just click. And she had already put me on hold. And then Francine's like, agricultural department, this Francine. Hey, Debbie says you're the one I need to be talking to about this wood infestation form. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. What's it used for? And I was like, it's for pest control, the termite thing under the house and everything. And she's like, oh, you're just in the wrong department. And I'm like, oh, God, help me. But I'm not real sure where you need to go. I'm like, can you just transfer me to random people till I find someone that knows what the heck I need?
That reminds me a little
bad.
bit more of this side tangent situation that we're in right now. So we've been ordering a lot of stuff through Dell here lately.
Oh,
we've
my
been
God.
ordering servers and we've been ordering tablets and computers and stuff like that. No, you don't get to tell this.
No, I'm ready.
No, you don't get
ready.
to tell this
I'm ready.
because you got to tell your wood infestation story.
I would trade my wood infestation story for this other story.
Too late, because I'm not going to get into it like you are. But I realize that people take vacations, right?
They need vacations.
My Dell rep is wonderful. Derek, if you're listening to this, good job, man. You have got you're so good at your job.
The guy that replaced you is a moron.
He was a backup guy for Derek for a week because Derek took a week off for Christmas and New Year. Good for you, man. I'm glad you got some time off.
Moron.
But the guy that took your place was a jackhole. He wouldn't return my phone calls. He wouldn't return my emails. He wouldn't do anything. As a matter of fact, I called him the Monday. This is a week ago now. I called him. I left him a voicemail saying that I needed to make sure that one of the orders had been processed on Friday. I get an email back saying, no, the order was not processed. Oh, okay. Well, in my message, I said, if it wasn't, I approve it. So order it.
Right.
And on Wednesday, 2 days later, I end up calling him 3 times and emailing him twice, and he still didn't call me back. You ended up having to call him.
I called him and
randomly answered the phone for you.
No, he didn't. He did not. He didn't answer the phone. I got a stupid voicemail, just like you did. And I was like, I understand you're not my typical normal Dell rep, but I would appreciate it if you figure out how to dial your phone and call me back. This is my number. If I don't get a phone call today, I will have your job. And I finally got a phone call back, and he was like, I correspond best via email. And I'm like, I don't care how you correspond best. If I'm going to spend a couple grand with you, pick up the damn phone long enough to make me feel good about it.
He was not a good customer service rep. He wasn't a good anything.
When Derek gets back, I'm gonna tell him if you got
don't
any
get to talk
control,
to Derek because last time you talked to Derek, you yelled at him, and he did not deserve it.
What
it was a shipping error.
Oh,
it wasn't even something he could control. No, you don't get to talk to Derek anymore. I'm cutting you off. You don't get to talk to Derek.
Fun anymore.
No, you don't get to talk to Derek anymore. There's lots of stupid stuff on this list, though, like leaving things installed on your phone so that they can track your usage, selling your stuff via apps, get a free $5 from Clink to start saving. There's lots of stuff like that where they want you to open new savings accounts and
if you're going to sell your stuff, I mean, one of them's like sell your stuff on Craigslist or so they've gotten so many different ways of selling your crap now. Facebook has Facebook Market, you've got Craigslist, you've got I'm just waiting for like Instagram or Twitter one to start, letting people sell via.
Well, here's a stupid one. Get paid $100 to drive safely because all state auto insurance policies will pay you to actually drive safer.
Oh, that's dumb. I think here's what I'm thinking now.
I get it.
Okay, so here's what I think. I think you should be able to go to your auto insurance dude or whatever,
right?
Or dudette in my case.
Yeah.
And say, I want to qualify for a safe driving discount. They give you a device, like a little dongle thing.
Like the progressive dongle that you plug into your car, the safe driving dongle.
Stick it in your car.
You know what I think they should do? Check my driving history.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Check it. See if I've been in a wreck or see if I've sped. Go ahead.
See if I got tickets. See if I've got wrecks. Something weird, and I think this is totally BS. So my insurance agent calls me, the Friday before Christmas, and says, do you know your bill's due tomorrow? And I'm like,
Saturday, Christmas Eve?
You mean Saturday on Christmas Eve? Yeah, I'd planned on paying it on Tuesday. And she said, well, it's due tomorrow. And I said, don't I have a grace period of 10 days? Well, yes, but it's due tomorrow. And I'm like, why are you bugging? Why are you calling me?
But, that's the same woman that I have been trying to get a hold of to get new insurance cards for the cars since August.
Yeah, it's only convenient, and it's just really surprising, because so you have to filter your money through your agent. So your agent gets to keep their
portion of the money first.
Commission off of it first.
Yeah.
So my thought process is she wanted a little extra money right before Christmas.
Yeah.
To finish up, and so she's calling everybody who's, and she's like, well, I just wanted to make sure you didn't forget. Have I forgotten the other 12 months out of the year?
Nope.
I don't think so. I haven't forgot. Thanks for calling. Because I thought there was an issue. Like, I was straight up like,
freaking out. Yeah. Well, that's just like the other day whenever I got a phone call over the weekend from the tech that was on that wasn't on call or whatever. You remember he called in and you were freaking out because I couldn't tell you what was going on because I was doing something else. And I was like, it's nothing. It's stupid. Just let it go. But you still were like, you're a worrier.
No. I'll tell you, I am a worrier. No, I'll tell you what it was. And I'm going to have to find a way to mute my... At the time, I was wearing the Pebble, and whenever I, go back, I'll have my Apple Watch, and maybe I can mute certain things from it. But I was up on the driver's stand racing.
Oh, that's right. I couldn't remember what it was.
He called, and I didn't have my phone up there with me because I'm on the driver's stand driving. And I sent it to voicemail, but then I was worried about it, right? Because I was like, oh, crap, what's wrong? Something's wrong. He's not going to be there tomorrow, or something's, someone's called him with an issue or something
bad's happened.
Something bad has happened. And so I look, and you're starting to pack stuff up, right? Which made sense because we were getting ready to leave.
It was the last race of the day.
Yeah, it was the last race and everything. And so you were kind of packing up and getting ready to go. And I'm like, well, crap.
Well, shnikey.
Well, shnikey. Boy, that almost came right on out, didn't it? So, anyway, you're over there packing, and I'm like, well, crap, something's got to be wrong. And I blew that race bigger than crap.
Oh, you were done. You were just like, I wish y'all could see my hands right now, but he was kind of freaking out.
I'm just like, so I finished, dead last because I'm over it. I'm like, oh crap, what's wrong?
Yeah.
And it got me to thinking, about, I don't get a day where I don't have to worry about someone calling or someone calling in or someone, I got sick and I'm not going to be able to be there.
God, don't get me started about sick days.
I don't even want to talk about it. So
in the past 3 weeks, we have had employees miss no less than 5 days in the past 3 weeks because of sickness. And guess who has to pick up the slack at the store?
That's us.
It's us. We don't have an option. We run that store. It is our responsibility.
That's what being a small business owner is all about. And so that's kind of got me in the whole, looking at the service industry as a whole, right? Because that store doesn't operate with less than 2 people. It literally
can't.
It can't.
It can't run with less than 2 people.
So, when you've got a person out, you've got to be there to take up the slack. Yeah. Somebody's got to be there to take up the slack.
Yeah.
And there are days where we've just got 2 people there and that's it. So then what gives? Does the phones give? Does, you can't let the front go unanswered.
Well, now we answer the phones for them while we have access to them because we do have remote phones.
I'm talking about Saturday too. Like, we run Wednesday with 2 people.
Yeah.
But we have remote phones at the other office and we catch all the phone calls.
Right.
So it's no big deal. And Saturday is 2 people, right?
And it always has
and
been.
Saturday's either completely dead, right? Or modestly dead, or slammed, right? And there's no real in between. You either are kind of, it's you either make as much money as you do during a full day during the week. Yep.
Or you make
you either make as much money as you do on Friday in 8 hours in five, or you make nothing. Yeah. And it's just that way,
it's the business.
So, we open. So, okay, me and you worked New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And the other full-time employees worked Christmas Eve.
Yes.
And both of it, 5 hours, 11 to 4. That's just the way it was. And they did okay for Christmas Eve because everybody was trying to get their stuff.
Yeah, pick up for Christmas and stuff like that. Yeah.
Dude, I made friends with crickets yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean,
there was
Well, now let me tell you why. Because I didn't find this out until the highly unpaid intern told me. Not only was it New Year's Eve, it was also the Alabama game after 1 o'clock.
Oh, I didn't know about that yesterday.
And so it was just like...
For those of y'all not in the know,
Alabama shuts down.
Yeah, if there's an Alabama football game, if there's an Alabama college football game, you can hang it up. Mm-hmm. Your business will be dead.
Yep.
Between the hours of 1 o'clock and 5
I made
o'clock.
I made the joke the other day. Somebody was like, "Well, you know, the Bama game comes on at 1 o'clock." I'm like, "No, I didn't know that because I don't follow it." But I'm going to Walmart today. I can tell you that. Because when the Alabama game comes on, that is the time to go to Walmart because everybody is gone. Walmart's ghost town.
I'm dreading Walmart for the next 2 weeks.
Oh man, all the returns and stuff. So
the last time I went in there and it was return season, that's January 1st through the 14th. They had 6 registers open.
Oh my God.
6 for returns.
Well, you know, people drive stupid. So they start getting stupid the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Right? And I think it's everyone, like us included.
Probably.
Right? So
I'm not going to deny
everyone goes stupid from Thanksgiving until 2 weeks after the New Year.
Yes.
Right? Because there's a little lull between Christmas and New Year's where people are almost okay. You know, but not really.
Yeah.
But they go stupid and people drive. I mean, they get aggressive. They get more aggressive than normal.
Oh, yeah.
Like in the car, and they cut people off. They don't wait on people. The season's supposed to be about love and joy and peace and happiness and all that other stuff. And it's just not anymore. Mm-hmm. You know, it's about, let's see. And I got a picture that actually got removed from Facebook a couple of times, but it's a Christmas present, right? And has a bow on the top and everything.
It got removed?
It did. And the bow is made out of blood, right? And if you look up, it's a guy slitting his wrist with a credit card to pay for the presents, right? That's kind of...
It's very symbolic.
It's very symbolic. So that's always been my thing, is you go into debt to buy nice things for people that you don't like.
You know what?
That's just...
We've been doing work for 911 now for over a decade. And for
a long time.
For the better part of that time, Roger has been the director.
It has been over a decade.
It has. It has been over a decade.
That makes me happy.
So, but Roger's still on as a consultant, so I see him all the time, right? So he comes up to me the week before Christmas. I'm doing some work up there, right? And maybe 2 Christmases ago, he had asked my opinion about some tablets for his wife. And, you know, I was like, oh, it's a Christmas present. It's really sweet. And I asked him what he was getting her this year, and he said, well, we've got 16 grandchildren. So we're not getting each other anything. We decided this year that if we see something that we think the other person will like, we're just going to get it for them during the year. Because
instead of waiting for Christmas.
Because what's the point in waiting for Christmas? Whenever you see something that you think that your significant other
Pebble,
well,
you kickstart Pebble. That's a whole new story.
Yeah, I ended up getting 2 credits back because I called my credit card company and I said, hey, I don't think I'm ever going to get that money back. Give me my money back. And they said, okay. And I got a letter in the mail a couple days ago that said, hey, you were credited twice, so we're taking our money back. And you can keep that 1 credit. So they did end up crediting my account.
Pretty
so
cool,
good for them. But I mean, what's the point in waiting if you're just going to? It's just tradition at this point. You know, there's no point in waiting until Christmas to buy a gift if you've got the means and you see what they want and you know they'll enjoy it. I mean, why wait?
Well,
it's more significant giving them something at Christmas as it is just walking in on a Wednesday and saying, here's an iPad because I love you.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I can see that. I can see, you know, doing just little stuff throughout the year and, you know, just using Christmas as a time to spend with, you know, people you don't see very often.
Yeah.
And Dwayne said it the other day, one of the employees. He said, if you're over the age of 13, you ain't getting crap from me for Christmas. And I was like, good, because I ain't buying you nothing either. And he's like, oh, I hadn't even thought about that. And I was like, you didn't, because you're selfish. But you're over 13, so you're not getting nothing from me either.
You know, but we've got another. Gordon is the 911 director right now, and he adopted a kid. He's 8 now. The kid that he adopted is 8.
Wow.
So he still does Christmas like hardcore at his house.
Yeah.
But him and his wife.
He's got kids.
He has a kid, and he has 2 grown children, right, that are in their 20s.
Right.
His kids, the older kids, and his wife and he don't get presents from them for Christmas. Just the 8-year-old.
See,
and they're going to keep up that trend until Santa Claus is a figment of his imagination, and then they'll back it off, you know, and they'll start weaning him off Christmas gifts because there's so much more important things in life than getting gifts for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Well, and there's even in your own life, like my life right now. Getting something for Christmas is not as important to me as paying off debt.
Yeah.
You know, getting something for Christmas isn't as important as, you know, having clients throughout the year that I can do special things for. You know, we started a thing where we do sweet treats, you know, and it's, you know, homemade sugar cookies and, they are purple. Well, they're not. They're
some are blue, some are green, some are red.
Well, the ones that we give out during our sweet treats have got the purple sugar on top of them and everything, and we do that, you know, just to be awesome, you know, because people don't expect it. I mean, I took them into, you know, a potential client, and you know, a lady that works there I know pretty well. She was like, "Oh my God," and she hugged my neck, and it's just, that's as good for me as seeing somebody open a Christmas gift and being surprised. Why not surprise people throughout the year? And it doesn't have to be something major.
No,
I mean, it can be something. It could be something small. You know, it doesn't have to be the new, you know, iPhone or the new Apple Watch or the new, you know, whatever.
You know what? There was a couple that came in the week before Christmas into the retail store, and he brought in a phone, and he said, I don't even remember what was wrong with the phone. It wasn't picking up SIM cards or something like that. So I took it to the back, and I tried, and I couldn't fix it. And you'd have thought that was the worst possible news he had ever received, because I couldn't fix that phone. And I said, but here's the good news. You can take it and sell it on Craigslist, and you can get enough money to buy a brand new phone, because somebody's going to buy this because they'll want it. They'll want it for other things. And he said, but I was going to give it to my daughter for Christmas. And I said, but you can get your daughter something better. It just won't be for Christmas. And he said, but that's the whole point. And I thought to myself, why? Why does that have to be the whole point?
Right. Why is it so important that it happens on that one day?
Yeah.
I mean, why not take a day or a week and just be nice to people?
Yeah.
Just do something good for someone else. And I think that's going to be one of my other New Year's resolutions that I have to build a plan for, or else it'll just be a dream and I'll continue to be an a-hole.
Look at that, coming back around to the first thing we talked about.
But you know, why not be nice to people? Just pick a day and be like, you know what? I'm going to be nice today. I'm going to let somebody out in traffic today. I'm going to, you know, say thank you or I'm going to call the barista by her first name.
Yeah.
You know, thank you, Brittany. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I mean, you may freak a few people out by that.
How did you know my name? It's on you're
wearing a name tag. Well, I had a guy call into the store Saturday, and I was talking to him, really nice guy. And whenever I got done, right, because I answered the phone, thank you for Jesus, baby, this Robert. He was like, well, thank you very much, Robert. And I was like, that's kind of freaked me out a little. If you found the contents of this show encouraging or enlightening, we would encourage you to follow us on Twitter at Purple Tie Guys. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Purple Tie Guys. And purpletieguys.com. I mean, just Purple Tie Guys, just across the board. And remember, no matter what you do this week, ask yourself, what are you doing to earn your purple tie?
Happy New Year's and good night, everyone.
Good night, y'all.